It's Blue Kettle Soapworks here, and today I'm going to be making Applejack peel with a red and a green in a tall and skinny mold. I'm going to try to do a drop swirl and then try to maybe swirl it with the mixer here, the whisk. So I'm going to add the lye water. It's already nice and clear. Put that out of the way. And we're going to mix it. And we're going to separate. We're going to pour some into the green, apple green, and the rose mica. And then mix away some with my spoon. And we'll have the natural as the base. So, smells so good, just like fall. I'm going to mix this as best as I can with my spoon to get some of the clumps out. One day I'm going to really be a master at my color mixing. I normally add it to some almond oil, but I find that sometimes I don't want my soap to be too super fatted, even though, because I already super fatted 8%, which means I just have to do some more calculations so I can go back to that method. But I seem to like this one if I mix it enough. Seems to mix well. You can look over here in the corner where your Play-Doh is. And there's the apple green. You're welcome. Kind of reminds me of candy apple almost. Maybe not the smell. It's a little bit more spicy and tart. Something about the colors just reminds me of candy. Okay. I'm going to start with the stick blender. This is getting to where it needs to be pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and mix up the other colors with the stick blender. So I don't want it to get too thick. Okay, a couple more almost where I need it to be. On to the next. Stay on the table, stick blender, that would be a mess. Pop this off here. There we go. Don't want any freak accidents on my carpet. Okay, give them all a good mix here, and then we're going to go ahead and pour it into the mold. Mix it up, mix it up. Okay, here's our tall and skinny. Make sure I have it in a good view. I'll put it this way instead. Okay. Drop swirls are fun as long as the batter stays, stays fluid. Otherwise there won't be much dropping anywhere except on top of the soap. So hopefully we got a good penetration all the way to the bottom. Pour it a lot higher. Okay. Oh, that was live. Let me go get that bowl. Just flew out of my hand. Slippery. Unfortunately, nothing spilled out. Thank you, God. Okay, now I'm going to try to see if I can, that might be a little bit, because I didn't realize how thicker this is. So I might have to use, I actually have a small one of these downstairs, but I can't go downstairs and get it. So I'm going to use the spatula instead and see if I can just twist it over some. So I'm really hoping I was able to get down into the bottom as much as I could. And I think 2 passes should be enough. Otherwise it's going to be mixed up too much. But, alright, let's add the rest of this soap. That's pretty funny. My daughter would have said that was a ridiculousness moment. But, no one was hurt in the taping of this video, so let's get all of this soap out of here. I'm working from behind the camera, so it's just awkward when you're trying to stay out of the view of the camera and still work behind it and put soap into a mold and mixing. Scraping out as much as I can. I really need to get a good mini scraper. I'm just going to spread some of this out just a little bit. And then I will add the rest of the red and the green on top. I didn't really make too much of a mess this time. The last soap I made using the color red looked like a crime scene when I was done. But I think it turned out nice, so you always hope for the best. Most of the red out, and we're going to try to scrape as much of the green out as possible, and then we're going to texture the top of the soap with my favorite plastic spoon. I wish I would have spread more of that, but it is what it is. Almost there. I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit, and then we're going to tap down the rest to get the bubbles out, any air bubbles. So now it's very slippery, so we're going to tap outside the view of the camera. This way. And now we're going to smock the tops with my spoon. And let me just spread a little bit of this because it's a little bit uneven on one side. And hopefully, I'll use my chosen word. It won't get too muddled. We're going to go ahead and start because I think it's setting up good. Otherwise, it might be a little bit lopsided. And that can happen sometimes when you're pouring a really thick trees.